Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
The triangle of culture is a very simple concept. When I think about workplace culture, 3 things affect that. And there are varying opinions and various moving parts when a culture commences or interacts or evolves. First, I think about leadership, and I think this is where we have it wrong. We spend millions, if not billions of dollars across organizations, across countries, developing our leaders, developing our future leaders. Now, I think that's important. I think it should continue. And one of the things that makes it so tough is the people that are being led. Now, one of the things that I think about in terms of our military, they do a brilliant job, especially here in the United States. And that does not mean that I profess to be an expert in military. I'm not ex-military. Yet when you talk to military, there's a thing that they all subscribe to, and that's alignment. They know as a soldier what's expected. There is no questions asked. You do what you're asked. And really what that speaks to is an expectation and an acceptance of leadership. It does not mean loving your boss, does not mean loving your drill sergeant. It means that's my role and responsibility. Somewhere along the line, I think we've gotten off track. It seems today we are spending so much time making sure employees are doing well, they're feeling well, are they happy? Do they have workplace flexibility? I'm not discounting any of that. Yet we don't talk about, which is the second tier of the triangle of workplace culture, and that is employee development through acceptance of coaching and feedback, thoughtfully and professionally. Now, I've said this in my last couple podcasts, and I'm going to say it again. We inherit people in the workplace. People go to high school, they go to college, and then they're thrust into this thing called the workplace. And the workplace, and we have people who enter that workplace, and they ultimately are brought into a team concept. They have a boss, sometimes typically for the first or second time in their careers. And this is where something very interesting occurs. If you have people on the team that have been maybe passed over for a prior promotion, or maybe are kind of discontent with what's going on, and they have not been taught the role and expectation of being a responsible, professional, thoughtful employee who accepts and seeks coaching, they become an influential coach, sometimes for the wrong reasons. Let me share with you a very quick story. I think this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. There was a new employee at one of our client sites, and we were in a team concept, and there was someone who started to discount the rules, the policies, and even the leadership. And I stopped him and I said, why are you saying that? He said, well, just some of this is just BS. I said, interesting. I said, do you think you're right? Do you think what you're saying is of value? He said, yes. Now, what I'm about to share is extremely aggressive. And I brought the HR person and the plant manager into the meeting. Boy, did his demeanor and facial expression change. And he really backed up and really did not share his opinion as much. So the two people left, and I looked at him, I go, why did you pull back? He goes, wow, you just really put me on the spot. I said, what makes you think you're not putting yourself on the spot? What makes you think, do you know this new employee? He said, no. I said, do you know that it's the niece of the CEO? And he turned beet red. Now, to be candid, it was not the niece of the CEO. And I said, I want you to think about yourself as a brand. Are you helping people or are you starting rumors? And he stopped and he said, yeah, I get it. I'm just really frustrated with my job. I said, great, let's talk about that. Why are you frustrated? Well, I've gone for 2 supervisor jobs and I haven't gotten them. I said, how come? Honestly, how come? I don't know. I said, sure you do. I said, I can give you evidence in the first half an hour of meeting you. He said, yeah. And I said, I want you to do something. Will you do something for me? He said, sure. I said, for the 2 jobs you went to, I want you to go back to the parties that didn't hire you and ask for feedback and say, I really need thoughtful and professional insight to why I was not qualified. And then you and I are going to meet again. Are you willing to do that? Really willing to do it so you can become happier in your job? Notice I did not reprimand him. Now, did I aggressively get him some perspective? Absolutely. About a month goes by and he comes up and he said, wow, I got some really good guidance in what I need to do. I said, awesome. I want you to do something else. I said, for the job that you really wanted, I want you to go back to that boss and ask him, would you be a mentor to me? He said, oh, okay. 30 days go by. He does not have the job yet, but he's moving in the right direction. His whole relationship with that was discontent, gossiping, undermining leadership, because no one's ever taught him one fundamental rule that we often understand in our military. Your role is to not gripe. Your role is to not talk about leadership. Your role is to not show discontent towards management in your organization. It doesn't make sense. It's not in any job description in the world. So if we can teach employees how to accept and seek feedback and how to drive their own development through seeking feedback before someone needs to give it, asking for mentoring, asking for coaching, our workplaces would exponentially improve. Last, people talk across departmental lines. And sadly, especially with the pandemic, we have developed a lot of email-driven relationships. We really don't know each other as much as we think we do inside our companies. So, as leaders, from the top down, they must create multi-departmental interactions of connectivity, engagement, even outside the tasks or the project. Once we have perspective, once we have commonality, once we have awareness of each other, guess what happens? Now the leadership has been consistent across the organization, bringing people together. Last. So we've covered leadership development, we've covered employee development, we've covered a little bit of culture development. The last thing that we should be thinking about is really creating leaders from within. I think if every employee was taught how to coach, if every employee was taught how to accept and receive feedback, we would have greater alignment in the short term and certainly futuristically. It's great for bench strength, succession planning, and more importantly, the acceptance of leadership from within. See, I think we take too much of a top-down approach. If we start a bottom-up approach, we're going to meet in the middle, which is the workplace culture, with greater collaboration and communication and thoughtfulness to coaching, feedback, and leadership in terms of delivery and acceptance. I hope this has helped. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called coach to you. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.